Hi everyone, this is Shannon coming to you from Afghanistan with part 7 of our 10-part series, Shannon Blitzes OCD, where I talk about my strategy to overcome OCD and share a few of the techniques I developed which I found helpful. I apologize for any construction noise in the background, but nothing can stop us now. A review. Change your perspective about OCD. Have a warrior attitude. Use my 4 pillars of recovery, a desire to get better, a belief that it's possible to get better. Just look at me. Motivation as to why you want to get to a place where OCD does not adversely affect your life, and a strategy. Your strategy is your source of comfort and confidence, that you'll know what to do when OCD taps on your shoulder. My strategy had 5 basic ground rules. First, understand that you don't have to be perfect at implementing the strategy. Just try your best. No pressure here. If you slip up, get up, dust yourself off, and keep up on your journey. Second, treat OCD as an entity other than yourself, something that's trying to destroy you, something that's trying to destroy your family. Third, identify the thoughts that you suspect might possibly be caused by OCD, and then make a conscious decision to attribute them to that other thing, the disorder. Not to yourself, to the disorder. Fourth, allow the thoughts to be in your mind. Don't resist them. Don't replace them. Just let them be there. Be indifferent. And fifth, resist giving into those compulsions at whatever cost. Resist, resist, resist. Today I want to talk about a comment that I get all the time from people where they say, I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's OCD. It feels real. The anxiety is too high. Well, what I tell people is you don't need to know. Underscore that word no. OCD will not let you have certainty, so achieving certainty cannot be your objective. Learning how to move forward despite having uncertainty is your objective. Whenever I'd get an OCD thought, right, I would slow things down. I would break them down. I would be self-aware. What's happening to me? I would think logically. Is it logical that the coffee pot turned itself back on? Is it logical that the front door unlocked itself? Is it logical that I went out at night and murdered somebody and didn't remember it? Is it my theme, right? I've been told I have OCD, and these are the themes that keep affecting me. Does it feel like OCD, right? I would get just enough, a slight suspicion that it would be OCD, and then I would decide I'm going to treat it that way. You can think about real life versus OCD life, right? Sometimes, for example, we'll say something that hurts somebody's feelings. We regret that. Well, that's natural. But we know OCD will enter the fray, tap us on the shoulder and say, you know what? You didn't apologize well enough. You need to call the person back, or you need to leave a voicemail. And maybe your voicemail wasn't that good. Or maybe you really hurt that person's feelings so much that they're going to hurt themselves, etc., etc., etc. Well, we can differentiate natural regret from OCD guilt. The point is, when you think OCD is starting to enter the fray, if it feels like OCD, then treat it like OCD. I asked my doctor early on, when I was starting to get good at treating OCD thoughts as OCD thoughts, that I was concerned that I might not act when I really did need to act for something really actually happening. And he said, well, that's OCD. And I said, no, let me use an example. Let's say that I see a boat with people on it and it's sinking, and those people are going to drown. What do I do? That's OCD, he told me. I go, you don't understand. What if everybody in the world who didn't have OCD would conclude that that boat was sinking? And he said, look, you have OCD. Your job is to treat OCD thoughts as OCD and do the things that make OCD weaker. If you actually see something that requires your attention, you will instinctively know it, and you will act accordingly. Well, I didn't know that to be true, but I put my faith in it. And I told myself, if I have any doubts, I'm going to treat these thoughts as OCD, right? At the end of my strategy, my final checkpoint was, you know what? I had enough to decide to treat it as OCD. If I'm wrong, I'll accept the consequences of being wrong, because that risk that OCD put in my mind is better than making a decision that would certainly put me back in the hell pit, right? My decision is to treat things that I think are OCD as OCD. That's my best option for wellness. Turns out I was always right. That might be reassurance, But it's not reassurance about any particular thought or episode. It's reassurance about the process. I got well. Slow things down, break them down. Step out of the hurricane to a place of peace. And always remember that if one OCD thought has zero value, which means it's meaningless, then all OCD thoughts have zero value. Don't let OCD try to distinguish the importance of thoughts. They all have zero value, and you can treat them that way. This is Shannon Shy. Come back for episodes 8 through 10 when Shannon Blitzes OCD from Afghanistan. Out here. Bye-bye.